Why is Citi exiting these markets? Is there a timeline? And this is kind of a familiar domain for the new CEO as well.
Absolutely, Heidi. Look, Jane Fraser, the new CEO, overnight mentioned scale. So she said the businesses are good, but they're just not big enough to compete with the local rivals in their markets. That's a big reason. It's also coming at a time that regulators have put increasing pressure on the bank to clean up internal infrastructure and controls. And potentially Citi is facing years of very costly regulatory work. So Jane Fraser is looking at each unit as part of a broader strategic review and just trying to clean up the business, Heidi.
So, Nabila, what's right now the timeline for all of these changes?
Sherry, they're exiting markets in Australia, Bahrain, China, India, Indonesia, some in Europe as well. They haven't outlined a timeline, but it's not something that they're going to be holding onto for very long. In Australia, for example, they've already started a sales process and they are in talks with several interested bidders, and we're looking at something being announced before the end of the quarter. Obviously, the finalisation of the divestitures will take a while because in each of these jurisdictions, the regulators will have to approve the new buyers, but we're expecting announcements in not too distant future.
So in terms of implications for their regional footprint, what does that mean for Citi in Asia now?
Look, that's a great question, and Jane Fraser is adamant that they will still remain in the region. And so the Citi is now going to be operating its consumer banking franchise in both the regions from their 4 wealth centres. So they've got set up these wealth centres, Singapore, Hong Kong, the United Arab Emirates and London. And they've already been building out a wealth advisory hub in Singapore. They've got a big office there. It's the largest of its kind for the bank, and they've made room for more than 300 relationship managers and product specialists. So they're going to be sort of centralising their services rather than being in disparate areas.
And that right there, Hakim. Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. That's one of the plans of the elites for the Great Reset. Okay, so you already know that something big is coming, all right? So just stay circumspect because the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua is letting us know what is going on. Let me get a quick precept real quick, all right? Because our people need to understand, man, that the Esau system is... it's a trick, man. You know, that you have to be aware of the situations you're in. Then the book of Ephesians chapter 5 verse 15 says, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools but as wise." All right? Okay? Redeeming the time because the days are evil. Okay? And there's another precept I'd like to also bring up to the forefront. That's in the book of Sirach. All right, it's my favorite. Verse 15, Sirach chapter 5, verse 15. "Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small." So that's the point there, Hakim. You know, Citibank's making moves, and you know, some other banks will have to follow suit. All right, so. Kal Halam Yallah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles, group and stone rule well, to the accurate on the focus of the earth, walking steadfastly in the name of Hamashiach Yahushua, and letting our people know what time we're living in. Shalom.